I don't know how many of you have read the notes, okay? So don't worry, I go through it very fast. What we have discussed previously is about mutual exclusion implementation, okay? Yeah, so mutual exclusion implementation. So we choose semaphore to be our final solution because semaphore itself is a combination of the kernel control as well as an API that you can call in the user program. So user program call the command or the system call. Okay, actually the system call may not be found. Okay, so when you call man down, man up, you cannot find it. But in the kernel code, there exists really these two guys. Okay, and in the multi-threading scenario, we have another implementation. Okay, so these two code are from the user level code, and in the kernel code is become something disable interrupt, enable interrupt, something like that. Now, this is our final solution. We will make use of the semaphore to discuss how to maintain a set of processes. They work together. They don't, how can I say, go to their critical section together. Now, this is the first requirement. Another requirement is this kind of classic problems has more requirement than mutual exclusion. This guy has mutual exclusion requirement. Later on, I will explain to you. The dynamic philosopher also mutual exclusion requirement because there's a cross-row puzzle, cross-row, not crossword, okay? Cross-row puzzle, okay? The row setting is so heavy there when you allow cars going freely, you have something called deadlock, okay? So how can I avoid the deadlock? Now, this is also a mutual exclusion requirement that a database problem reader-writer goes together is a no-no. Okay, you cannot let reader-writers go together to query a specific row or specific table. So how can you set up more control like I allow multiple reader to read, but I don't allow multiple writer to write? Okay, so we have the first problem, producer-consumer. So the producer-consumer is not a difficult task. You already seen it. Now I give you something more. Previously, I told you that the pipe here, the pipe you used to have in your programming environment, let's say you use a shell, you do ls pipe less, ls pipe whatever, or you know some even more advanced usage. So I have a very special name for this guy. I call it bounded buffer, and I say 4K bytes here. So why I say that is 4K bytes? All right, so let's take a look. Where's my index is here. Okay, so see whether you can hear me clearly. This mic today has some problem. Okay, so this may be the first time you see this command. So the command is called ulimit. Okay, so -a means we list all the limits. So I list out all the limits about this shell. Okay, the shell is executing under certain limit. Now, can you tell me what is the size of a pipe? Can you find the pipe size limit? Yeah, I found it. Can you find it? How big? How big? It says the unit is 512 bytes times 8. So together is 4K, right? Yes, 512 is half K. Okay, half K times 8 is 4K. So in case that you cannot see it, here. Okay. So the pipe size. I remember it's not the first time. Previously, I also talked about open files. So you can see so many limits here. Later on, maybe we will look at the stack size limit. What else? The memory limit. Okay, so and so forth. But today we will focus as the pipe size limit. Okay. So pipe size limits already give you an implication that the pipe has certain control, like the producer cannot produce infinite amount of data inside the pipe because there is a limit. Okay, so this limit is concerned. The concern is not in the ls, not in the last place. Okay, or we have to design the special ls to deal with it. The LS shouldn't know that we are writing to a pipe. The last program shouldn't know we are reading from a pipe. The control is all contained in this pipe, okay? So when you write to me, okay, I set up some semaphore, okay? So you want to write to my program, or you call the enqueue method, okay, enqueue function. I don't know whether it's object-oriented design, so I use the term method, or sometimes I use the term function, okay? So I call it enqueue. The enqueue is a derived call, okay? So the original call of this LS should be writing data, right? You call write, okay? So you will call write system call, write to that guy, and in the kernel, it will derive into another call, just like polymorphism in object-oriented programming, derive into enqueue, so that when you enqueue, you have a problem because enqueue has implement semaphore, okay? And this big test, okay, big amount of tests already describe the protocol. Okay, protocol means the agreement between these two guys, okay? So these two guys have some agreement. The agreement is all because of a bound buffer. So the bound buffer here, the requirement number one is concerning producer. The producer, when you want to produce something, okay, you have to look up the size that remains, okay? So the size that remains means how many size left, okay? Let's say the size already is n now. The size n, of course. The capacity is n, and the number of items is also n. So it is a full scenario. So this guy will be suspended, okay? So we choose to use the term suspended because we don't know how to do it, okay? But as long as you concerning the use of semaphore, then suspension means that I call down and I'm being blocked until and other people rescue me calling up, so that I will wake up, okay? So this suspension is due to the down call of over the semaphore. The wake up is by his partner, okay? The partner wake him up. Wake him up in the sense that up the same semaphore that share between this guy, producer, and the consumer, okay? So the bottom part is a reverse of the case, okay? So I don't explain it too much. All right. So what you have seen is what you have to implement in terms of coding, okay? So although I asked this question before, so let me give you a refreshing exercise here. So, this is the bound buffer. I ask this question again. What will happen if the buffer is unbounded? I have infinite capacity. You don't care. You don't need to care why I have infinite capacity. Okay? So let's assume that we have infinite capacity. So now think about it. We have actually two hidden requirements. One hidden requirement is mutual exclusion. And in a previous lecture, I already explained to you what is the mutual exclusion. The mutual exclusion is actually for the data structure of the queue. You have to protect the head and tail variable that is controlling the queue data structure, as well as the queue buffer, the array itself. Okay? So let's imagine that we have unbound buffer. Do we still need to protect them? Do we need to? By the way, why we need mutual exclusion? Yeah, think about it. If you have two guys, one want to enqueue, one want to dequeue. Okay? So how did you dequeue and enqueue? Okay, maybe you can forget. Okay, so this is already 1 or 2 years before. So you want to enqueue. So that means that you want to change the tail variable, right? You say that tail already pointing to x position, then after enqueue, it will put something on the x position and move to x plus 1. Okay, so how about dequeue? Dequeue may be changing the head. Okay, you move the head to the right side or to the bigger side. Okay, I don't care. Okay, I don't know what is your implementation. Maybe it's lingless. Then it will be another story. But you will have a set of variables that you have to protect. So my first question is, you have a unbound buffer. Do you still need mutual exclusion? But they know. Okay, so I assume they all think yes. Okay. So we need to uphold mutual exclusion no matter the buffer is bounded or unbounded. So that means that it's interesting, huh? we change the data structure behavior. Actually, we have some invariance here, the protection itself. Another thing is, after I change this data structure behavior, the data structure now accepts infinite amount of producing items. So you keep producing, okay? I can still hold everything in terms of idle memory or others, but it works, okay? What is the change to the protocol? The protocol is here. If it's become unbounded, can you cross out some of the requirement? Which requirement you can cross out? So how about I call it 1, okay, since 1 is 1, 1 is ugly, yeah? Let's call it 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. Okay, so 1, it should be called 1, as ugly name. So can I ignore the 1A, 1B combined action? Can I cross it out? This is 1A, this is 1B. Can you get what I say? Can you get what is my meaning? What is the meaning of cross out? Then you say we don't have to implement it. Okay? If it's unbounded, do we still need to implement it? No, why? Yeah, the case that there is an if, okay? The if never happens. Okay? The if never became true. So you don't need to implement anything. Now how about 2? 2A, 2B? Do we need to implement it? If yes or no, why? Why we have to keep it?
Because the buffer size is infinite, but it can still be empty.
Okay, good. So because it's about empty, right? It's empty, that means that let's say the consumer run first, okay? But because of the context switching, we don't know which guy run first, okay? So consumer run first, then we will face the time that buffer is empty. So although you have set up the protection, you follow the order, remove these guys, but here you don't have anything consumed, you have to suspend it. Okay? So this is the produce consumer problem. I think you have a kind of understanding. Now I give you one more scenario. It's not about the buffer size is empty or full, but the buffer size is very, very limited. Okay? So let me imagine that there is an implementation so bad that we only have 1 byte size. 1 byte buffer. Okay? So first of all, I don't know how good you learn C programming. Okay? Answer this question. Okay? The question is, when you want to write a string, okay? So you need at least 1 byte for the null terminator. Okay? And you heard of the keyword called UF. Okay? So in here, please ignore this kind of control. Okay? So whatever, that means that whenever I put in a string here, I put down a file content, okay? Please ignore the terminator as well as the UF first. Later on, we will talk about it during the file system chapter. So here, I mean that I just have a stream of data. You don't need to care what it is. Okay? A stream of data, maybe I type something randomly on the keyboard, I never stop. Okay? So these two guys, one is producing item, one is consuming item. So I have some state notation here. If the not consumer, I call it LS and S. Okay, the LS is of a solid line here. That means the scheduler choose him. If it's dotted line, that means the scheduler won't choose him, and we assume that we only have 1 CPU, 1 core, so that well, they won't execute in parallel manner. Although we allow this case to happen, it make my drawing hard. Okay, so I keep it simple so that I can draw it simply. By the one is hard, one is dot. Okay, so the solid line goes first. So the solid line first will call because it's a producer, so it will keep producing item. It will call NQ. Okay, so the NQ will, let's say, derive from the right call. The right call eventually call NQ. So when you do the NQ, actually it's happening in the kernel because the pipe is actually shared inside kernel. The kernel give a control to process A, to process B, together, they can control the same item. So you have to go for system call. So that's why we go to the blue color. So the blue colors return something to you. That means that I finished writing the guys in the kernel, in the buffer. So the buffers now have one item. And because I make this scenario so strange that one call will make the pipe full. Okay? So we only have one pipe. I write one guy, it's full. So let's say what I'm writing is continuously writing one byte after one byte after one byte into the pipe. So the next byte coming in, you will have this scenario. Imagine that we are using the up and down semaphore, okay? Up and down of the same semaphore, I say. Okay? So this guy called the right system again is called the down. Suppose that the down is controlling or monitoring the buffer size remaining. Okay, the remaining buffer size now is 0. So when you down it, you will block. Okay, this is what I want to achieve. What is what I want to achieve? So this guy going some entrance color. So this is the entrance, and the entrance says no. The buffer size is all gone. Oh, the buffer space, I should say. Buffer space is all gone. So you have to block. Okay. So I make it very explicit that it's an interruptible block state. Why is it interruptible? Let's say I don't want to play anymore. I want to play Control C. Yeah, let's stop this game. This game stops. Okay, Control C. So it's still be interruptible. You can still quit queue all the things executing. If it's uninterruptible, that means that you cannot even press Control C to kill them. Alright, so now you don't have any things to do because why? The scheduler starting from this point onwards won't choose LS anymore because this LS is in the block state. So who keep this in the block state? Actually the write call. The write call, once you call write, you have been blocked. So that means as if the write call never returned. Okay, so imagine that you're running a program, you call the write, okay, or you call the F write, F, printf, okay, something that you work on the kernel. So you won't return then until when? Until this guy run. The ls pipe length is pointer length. So the pointer, now suppose that there is a context switching comes in, and this guy will keep reading data byte by byte. Now, again, assume that this buffer is only one size, so one byte size, sorry. I will get one byte out. Now, when I get one byte out, I will touch this kernel code. The kernel knows that, you're working on the pipe. So why not we allow you to take out the things, the data, and if you keep on reading again, so you will get into the jail. What is jail? Because you already empty the buffer. Okay, so only one byte left inside. So over here, consume one byte. Here, you don't have any bytes to consume, so you have to be blocked here. Now, these two guys both blocked is not going to happen, right? Because I didn't draw completely the scenario. Because here, I already stopped its block state when I read. Okay, when I read the data. Once I read the data, I should find that, there is a guy blocking there, or the semaphore value of something originally is 0, then I want to up it from 0 to 1 is the matter of fact, this action will wake him up. So this color, the dark color, stop once when I read it, okay? So that's why later on when the scheduler select this guy again, this guy works. So you won't find two dark color, well, at any moment of time, happen over these two processes. If these two processes have the dark colors at a particular moment of time, okay, both, then we'll have a deadlock scenario. Deadlock scenario means there's a very interesting name for deadlock, okay, the deadlock. The name is, there's another name called deadly embrace. Do you know what is embrace? Embrace means this action, okay? In Cantonese, has a perfect translation. Perfect, 100 marks, okay? In Cantonese, it's called Lam Jason say. Yeah, deadly embrace, okay? Deadly embrace, okay? So I love Cantonese, that's why. Just describe it beautifully, okay? So now we will find this happening. Okay. So this means this protocol has no deadlock. Okay. So although somebody prove it for me, okay, I don't show you the proof. Okay, the proof is just something about logic. Okay, you reason the liveness of this protocol using logic. Okay. This is just some thing motivate you guys to move on. Actually, the previous work is done by the kernel. The kernel builds a very nice API. Okay, you only go through the read-write code, and you can control or be in control. Okay, be in control by the pipe data structure. Very perfect. Now, what is the problem? The problem is that the pipe actually don't allow you to have multiple producer and multiple consumer. So that's why we have to invent something extra, which is a protocol that allows you to write, let's say, C# program, Java program, C program, in order to allow multiple processor, or multiple process, I should say. Multiple process being the producer, multiple process being the consumer. Actually, that's not the case. Okay, usually in network programming, you will have multiple consumer. Okay, let's say is from your keyboard. Okay, different stream taking in data from your keyboard. Okay, or in vice versa, is multiple producer is a network. Multiple connections firing in data, and you have a central guy to control what is data that I'm interested in or what is the action. Okay, so it's actually many to one or one to many. Okay, so this is the code. The code is not sexy, okay, in the sense that we have so many down and up call. Okay, the beauty of this code is short, extremely short, and do everything for us. Of course, I remove many contents. So let's highlight what are the contents that I remove. First of all, I don't care what this the line 5 of the producer is. Okay, I don't care what it is because it's just produce something. Okay, maybe it's a random number call, maybe it's reading from file. I don't care. The consumption of this guy is line 10 in the consumer code. Okay, I also don't care about this. It's none of the business of this protocol. Now, also the paint part. The paint part again is about our coloring schema. The paint part is a critical section. The producer critical section will be what? Okay, right? NQ, huh? This is NQ. So you can imagine that if I really write a program that control this multiple process running over this data structure, now the paint part is actually the NQ. Okay, the simplest NQ, no other control, because other control already happened before it and after it. So this paint part is just the NQ code, and here is the DQ code. Okay, the pink part is the consumer, is the DQ. One is NQ, one is DQ. So that's why that later on when I talk about threading, okay, so you can borrow the code that you learn from data structure course and put in here. And of course, data structure course may teach you different things. Okay, so maybe you have to change a bit because I assume that this guy is a bound buffer. At a limited size, that means that you won't use like this to implement it. Maybe you use an array to implement it. Let's say it's an array of 100 slots. Okay, so n is 100. And there is a mutual exclusion requirement, remember? Because I told you that there is a data structure for the queue. Okay, the queue data structure has a buffer, has a head, and a tail. So all hidden from this code, but the protection is not hidden. The protection is one of the semaphore. Okay, so you may guess which semaphore is going to protect this paint guy and also the paint guy. Okay, so the paint guy is touching the data structure. Okay, so how about the remaining two? The remaining two is a very special property. Okay, they start with different values, not one, not something interesting, but the size, one of it. Okay, I call it empty. Okay, you can call it mutex 1, mutex 2. Okay, but sorry, semaphore 1, semaphore 2. Okay, but yeah, it's not okay. So I give something minimal. I call it empty. Start with n. Another is kind of a reverse of it. Okay, it's called full, but I call it full. Actually, it's not meaning full. Okay, later on you will know. And initialization value is 0. And when you look at the code, okay, so let's look at the code for the producer. So by a high level point of view, you will see once I execute this code, I will have an infinite loop. So as if I'm continuously produce something without any pause, any way to go off this loop. Now, once I get into this loop, something is decreasing. Is the empty semaphore. Empty semaphore keeps decreasing. You never find the empty semaphore increase in this loop, right? But can you feel something strange, right? When the empty semaphore keeps decreasing, eventually it will drop to 0, and you cannot go down anymore. Okay, so if you don't get what I just said, you can flip the nodes. Okay, and find that the down call has a property that when the value of this semaphore empty go to 0, you will block. So imagine this is the case. You keep on down, keep on down, keep on down, then you will block. Can you find a partner that will up the empty semaphore? Yeah, his partner. Another process who is being the consumer. So the consumer will up it here. So as if there is a partner and there's a relationship is one is consuming something is consuming the value of the empty semaphore, and other one is producing some value to the empty semaphore, and there is a reverse case. The full. The full. Okay? The full semaphore also being a pair. Okay? Can you see in a consumer that is start with full value, which is already 0. Okay? Very interesting. Start with 0. Once you down it, you will get really down. Okay? Down, you go to sleep. So, after you're going to sleep, so you cannot move anymore until when? Until your partner rescue you. So when your partner will rescue you is this sentence, the line 10 of the producer. So you will find this code is actually one is helping each other, okay, to find pair A, help pair B, help pair A, okay. And what is the protocol here? Now, after you get a sense of this semaphores, how the semaphore are mechanically working together, we will go to the physical meaning now. Okay, so mechanically, you know that what is calling up, what is calling down. Okay, who rescue who. Okay, now the first physical meaning is the mutex semaphore. So what is the mutex? Okay, can you find mutex? Mutex is MUTX. Okay, so mutex is a short form, is from coming from mutual exclusion. Okay, so it's mutual exclusion short form. The initialization value is always 1. So what is the principle of having this mutual exclusion semaphore? Okay, so we will start with our first physical meaning. The first physical meaning is this guy. You will see that within one process, you will find an up and down call as a pair encapsulating some code. Okay? So first of all, this producer encapsulating is critical section. What is a critical section? This is the critical section because the queue data structure is shared among the processes. Okay, so if you forgot, so mutex is a lock, the toilet door, okay, toilet door lock, okay? So when it is open, the door is open, the value of semaphore is 1. If it's locked, it's 0. So actually it's a very simple control. When you want to go in and change the data structure, yeah, the data structure is in the toilet, I don't know why, okay? So you put a queue inside the toilet. So when you want to change something in the toilet, so lock the door, okay, change the data structure, okay? Of course, you go to the toilet to produce something, I know. So once you produce, someone will consume it. Okay, okay. I don't know who will consume it. So you produce. Before you produce, lock the door. After you produce, open the door. So this is the control. Okay, this is control. So you get out of the toilet. So someone will consume your leftover. Oh, very awful. So, well, when this guy, okay, I don't know whether it's a guy or not. Okay, stop to consume your thing. Before you start, okay, lock the door. Consume. No one knows what he's doing. Get out of the room because yeah, after consumption, feel free, okay, get out, unlock, okay. So this is the new tab, okay, very easy to understand. So the physical meaning is door lock, and did I make it tight enough, huh? So you won't go in the toilet to do something more, okay? You won't bring your cell phone to go in there and do all the WhatsApp there, okay? I know someone would love to do it. Okay, I'll always hear some notification from that protected region. Okay, yeah, you always do that, huh? Don't do this because we have to be tight. Okay, so it's tight enough. I think it's yes, right? When you start to produce something, you know that you already produced something. You want to encode it. You won't put this inside the protected region as well. Okay, so it is a good implementation that you move all the unnecessary code outside the critical section. So this critical section, move it out, and this the mutat, not mutat, sorry, the semaphore empty and semaphore full. I didn't explain what it is. So you cover your eye as if you didn't see them. So this already tightest implementation here, the tightest implementation here. Now, any questions? Any question over the semaphore? The semaphore, if you don't understand it, go to the toilet and you will understand. Huh? So, another semaphore that this time is a pair. Okay? So, this pair. This pair, what it is doing, actually their physical meaning is very clear to you. Okay? So, let's start with this guy. Let's start with this guy. That means the red guy. The physical meaning of this empty semaphore is actually counting the number of empty slots. Here we clear? Counting the number of empty slots inside the buffer. Okay? So we won't depend on the data structure itself. We use the semaphore to do it. Actually, we can depend on the semaphore, right? Sorry, the data structure. The data structure has a head and tail. Actually, you can measure how many space in there. But actually, we change the implementation. We never rely on it because once you inspect just like quantum computing. Once you inspect, something change. Okay. Now, once we inspect the data structure, maybe there is another guy also inspecting the data structure together with you. Okay. You are reading, okay, both are reading, okay. But one is writing, that means that we have some problem. Okay? So that's why we won't allow you to read and write the data structure without the protection of the mutat. The data structure must be protected. Now, we are doing another control. This control is very smart. Okay? The control is using a semaphore to keep track on how many slots we have so that we can produce something. Let's say we want to produce first item. So when you produce first item, let's look at the initialization value of empty. What is that? N, right? Take a look at the orange box. It's N. So when you produce the first item, you have to consume that empty slot as if you want to down it, okay, by 1. So you consume it, then the slot is gone forever until your partner recharge that empty slot, okay, by calling out. So let's forget the partner. Let's say in the system we only have a producer, one name, okay. Now when it runs, it keep on running. It will consume one slot after one slot until we run out of the slot. Let's say after a particular moment of time, the guy here already consumed n slots. Okay, so empty already go to 0 after some time. Now when we go back to the loop, we want to consume one more slot. That means it's 101. Okay, originally it's 100 here. The 101 item being produced. When you want to consume it, do you find any slots? Actually, there's no slot there. So because when this empty go to 0, you want to down it again, you will down. Okay, actually being shut down. Okay, I don't want you to move anymore. I will shut you down, and so that you can move. What does it mean that you cannot move? Actually, you are being hold here. I don't return, and you are going to suspension state. So this is the half of the control. What is the another half of the control is this guy. Now, actually, this guy works and start consuming. Okay, so when it start consume, okay, let's forget about the blue semaphore first. Let's focus on the red semaphore. When this guy start to consume, actually it will release the empty slot, right? You consume one guy, so then you release the empty slot. So you keep up the semaphore for empty. So you keep on increasing it, but the first time you increase it, maybe the empty semaphore is 0. So based on the implementation of the semaphore, okay, maybe you have forgot. Okay, where is it? So the up call, okay? So the up call has a special control. In case that the semaphore value is 0, please inspect this waiting list. Anybody inside the waiting list? Oh, there's something inside there. Let's say there's one process. It's your producer process. It's inside the waiting list. Wake him up, okay? So together with this control, all right. Together with this control, that means that I will wake him up, and this guy will immediately wake up. But can this guy move on? It depends. When this guy is wake up, it depends on whether this guy can lock the toilet door again. If so happens that, let's say I up the empty semaphore and I loop and I go into the critical section, and I'm inside the critical section, and critical section is holding the door lock, right? So context switching, come back to this guy, then this guy cannot move because the next statement after it's being unfrozen, you call down will tap. Okay, so it depends. Okay, but this producer will gain the scheduling eventually. Now, how about the terms? Okay, this control is actually a protocol between these two processes, and I only cover half of the protocol. Half of the protocol is controlling the empty space, and other protocol is controlling. That's why I said that this name is not very good. We don't say the full. Okay, it's actually counting the number of occupied slots. Yeah. So what is the meaning? So why I say that this is a control of the occupied slots. Let's take a look at a full initialization value. It's 0. Okay? So it starts with 0, that means nothing being occupied. Okay? For the consumer really want to consume something. If there is no occupied items occupied slots inside the buffer, that means no items. Okay? So it's good because when the protocol start, when the program start, there should be nothing. There should be nothing. So the full or occupied slot is 0. When this guy start off running, and you will find the full semaphore is 0. So what the consumer should do? Block. This guy is blocked. Okay? Once you want to execute first, you block because there's nothing for you to consume. Who will rescue you? This guy. Once this guy's produce something, put an item in there. Inside your toilet, okay, put something in the toilet, okay, close the toilet seat, okay, and leave. Then you up 1, okay, up this full from 0 to 1. Once you change in this from 0 to 1, you will also wake up this guy because of the down call. Now you put something in the toilet, this guy finds there's something in the toilet, yeah, consume it, okay. Then yeah, the protocol runs beautifully, okay. So this protocol is like this. Only how many lines? Okay, 12 lines of code. Each of the pair is 12 lines of code. We actually set up such a protocol. Okay? I want you to do something when you go back home. You think about a scenario. What happens if we have multiple producer and multiple consumer? What will happen? Multiple consumer, multiple producer. Will we have anything wrong? Okay, maybe you need some paper, pencil in your home so that you can go through it by yourself. I can tell you the answer, no problem. Should be no. Another problem is maybe you have to also find some time, go back home, okay, and tomorrow I will answer you. Okay, so this is the explanation that I just go through. Question number 2 here, page 78. Let's say there is a very careless student, okay, who write this protocol, okay, I know everybody will memorize this code in your brain, and as if I will set up this examination questions and ask you to write it, okay. I don't do such a lousy examination, okay. If you need this code, I will put it in the appendix, okay, and make sure that you don't understand. Yeah, of course I will copy and paste the exact code, don't worry, yeah. So let's say you memorize the code, but your memory goes wrong. You interchange line 6 and 7 while you're writing it again. Okay, so let's take a look at what is the original code. Original code is empty and then mutex. But your memory has some problem. You swap these 2 lines. Mutex and then empty. Anything wrong?
No one can rescue you.
Yeah. Yeah, he already know the answer. Okay, I think you need some time to think about it. Of course, tomorrow I will talk about it. Okay, but you know my speed. Okay, my speed is very high. Huh? So make sure that you go through some mind. I mean, actually, it's very big damaging. I know. Okay, they hurt your brain. But think about it. What will happen if I interchange these 2 lines? Yeah. So that's why writing code, okay? Before this course, you think I write code is okay. Yeah, maybe I interchange 2 lines of code. Is this better? This case will tell you that interchange these 2 lines will give you that lock. Think about it. Okay. So